I'd like to call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. Would you please stand for the pledge to the flag and remain standing for a brief moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Keith Bratcher.
Here.
Joe Crowell.
Here.
Tony Webb.
Here.
Joe Machado.
Here.
Jerry Sartain.
Here.
Zane Cantrell.
Present.
We have a quorum.
You have the minutes of our last meeting. Are there any changes or additions to those minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion they be approved as presented.
We have a motion that they be approved. Do we have a second? Got a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, like signs. The minutes are approved. The first item that I'd like to take up, I'd like to call to the podium Linda Danby, who has been a valuable member to the BZA, for recognition. Linda, on behalf of the citizens of Rutherford County and also the BZA as well, we would like to recognize your years of service to the Board of Zoning Appeals and assure you that we will miss you. You've done an excellent job, an outstanding job, and in recognition of that, so you won't forget us, I want to present you with this certificate of recognition on the 13th day of October, 2010.
Thank you, Chairman, and I want to take a moment to thank my fellow people on the board, the BZA staff, planning staff, for your well-done job, for Joanne for doing our codes enforcement excellently, our legal staff, we appreciate your guidance, and of course, Chairman Cantrell, thank you very much.
You're welcome so much. We are certainly thankful for Linda's contributions for the past years as a member of the Board of Zoning Appeals. And we welcome our new member, Joe Crowell, who has served as an alternate for a number of years, and his appointment to the board. And I know Joe will do an outstanding job for us. We'd like to welcome each of you here today. We will have a report on each item that's requested, that you have requested by our staff. That report will be by our staff. And after that, we will open this up for public comments. At that time, then we will close the public hearing, and then we will try to give you an answer on that. So the first item we have is a request by John McFarland, who is requesting a variance for the relief of front yard setback. So what do you have on that?
Okay. Application 2010-46 filed by John McFarland involves the property located at 4704 Las Casas Pike. It's a 1.66 acre parcel, and he is seeking variance relief for the reduction of a front yard setback requirement from 70 feet to 45 feet for a property located in a retail and wholesale trade zone. The applicant, this site was approved recently for rezoning to allow a gift shop, garden center, pharmacy, walk-in clinic, and offices. The Type 3 conditional use permit also included a condition that there shall not be any outside storage. Since approval, the applicant has submitted for site plan approval and obtained it from the Planning Commission with a condition that the Board of Zoning Appeals, if they approve the variance for the setback requirement. The setback is 70 feet. However, staff was able to determine that because of the right-of-way being 150 feet in this particular area of Las Casas Pike, the minimum right-of-way required for this type of roadway, which is an arterial roadway, is 100 feet. We found that by requiring the applicant to place the structure 70 feet off, it would cause the building line to be much further back from the roadway, almost 100 feet. So the applicant would like to maintain the building line of the existing residence. However, the residence has been demolished since this photo and the original staff visit because they have proceeded with site work. The applicant is also forced to develop towards the front portion of the property due to it being the rear portion being located in a flood zone, as well as the applicant's intentions to maintain an existing tree line that provides a screen between the proposed use and the property located to the rear. The use adjacent to this property to the east is a nursery, and this business will be located directly adjacent to it. This was a photo of the residence that was located. He would like to maintain that building line, so the vertical structure will not be any closer to the roadway. So you'll see that there's quite a bit of green between the edge of pavement and the actual property line. And you can see. We've not received any phone calls regarding this particular request, and this is the site plan kind of superimposed over the aerial, so you can see that he is saving the tree line, and the parking will be located within the front yard setback, but that's allowed by our regulations. Any vertical structures still respect that 45-foot line. And staff recommends approval.
Okay, signs posted.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll open this now for those of you who may have this before us. Someone here representing this request. If you'll come around. If you'll give us your name and any additional information, what's your step there? We have a cone in front here, so those of you who come up, please watch your step.
My name is John McFarland. I am the applicant for this proposal. I think she explained it pretty well what we're trying to do. If you notice, the back tree line behind is a row of pine trees there. And between that and the drive down there is proposed for a runoff, stormwater runoff, and it makes it pretty hard for us to move the building back, so we wanted to maintain the same distance at the front as we did where the house is now, or where it was.
This is located in a current retail and wholesale zone.
No, it is. It was rezoned.
Okay.
In September.
I believe so.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
No, Chairman, I just wanted to make sure, I want to clarify, or I guess make a note that it was brought up by staff. This was, the setback here is a little, I mean, most of the setback there, I think you mentioned earlier, was normally 100 feet, but in this particular area, because of the ridge, it's 150, is that correct?
Right.
That,
the
that's
right
what
of way exceeds the minimum required for that road classification.
Right, so that's about 50-foot normal road frontage that you would have somewhere else that he doesn't have here. Is that correct?
It's 50 feet in addition,
right,
to what's required. So that 50-foot just happens to be on that side of the edge of pavement, which creates that large distance between his property line and the edge of pavement.
Thank you.
It's not, the road is not located in the middle of the right-of-way, so it's...
Absolutely. So that does create, I'm just saying, I was trying to point out that does create somewhat of a hardship for him.
It's a unique condition affecting the property.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
Make a motion, be approved.
Have a motion that be approved. Do we have a second? Got a second. Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Joe Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Webb, Joe Machoto,
Joe doesn't vote. He's an alternate. Crap. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Machoto. Did you say Joe Machoto?
I did.
Okay, he doesn't vote. Not tonight, anyway.
Okay. And Jerry Sartain
Yes.
and Zane Cantrell.
Yes. It is approved. The next item we have is a request by Mike Barrett, who is requesting additional, it is a variance for 1,200 square feet of additional detached accessory structure.
Application 2010-47, filed by Mike Barrett, involves the property located at 650 Greenleaf Avenue. It's a 1.6-acre parcel and it's zoned residential 15. Mr. Barrett is seeking variance relief to allow 1,200 square feet of additional detached accessory structure area for a total of 3,000 square feet in the R15 zone. Mr. Barrett would like to build a detached garage to store his cars and vehicles. The applicant has applied prior to purchasing an additional portion of an adjacent property to add to his property to allow for him to build the garage on that property due to site constraints on his existing lot. So even though his lot size right now is 1.6, there's a possibility, if it's approved, that it would become 2.6 acres. There are no other detached structures on the property, and he would like to build a 50 by 60 square foot garage. The nature of this request, it cannot meet the criteria for variance approval. However, I want to bring to your attention that it would still continue to meet the 20% lot coverage requirement for residential properties in the R15 zone, and that he is not seeking any setback variances. The applicant has submitted some letters that you were given copies of from adjacent property owners that are in support of his application, and I've prepared a map so you can see. These are photos of the surrounding area, the neighborhood, the existing residents, and the applicant also submitted elevations. But I'll go through the map. All the properties located in blue are, we've received letters in support of his requests, and his properties identified as green. And the applicant has also included elevations for you to consider. He plans to build the garage to resemble the house, so it would be compatible with the neighborhood. Staff has not received any phone calls in opposition, but I do believe that there were phone calls in concern that a business would be operated out of the garage, and the applicant's here to address that. And also, that would not be permitted if it was approved. That doesn't mean that a business is permitted in the garage. Just allows him to build a garage for private use only. And however, staff recommends denial because it was unable to meet the criteria for variance.
Okay.
My name is Mike Barrett.
Give us your name. You're Mike.
Yeah, I'm Mike Barrett.
Do you have anything you wanted to add to this,
Yeah,
Mike?
this is purely because of my wife. It has nothing to do with the business. I have a lot of sports cars, trucks, boats, and if you can see how my property, there's no place to put them. And can I don't know how to, do you have a picture of, yeah, the finger pointer right there? If you can come down that fence line toward the other man's house, I'm sorry, towards 7013.
This one?
No, the other side.
Oh, okay. Would you like for me to?
Yes, if you go
Okay.
right. I'm sorry.
I apologize. Pointer options. Oh.
You go just a little past the tree line.
Oh,
You're
this
good,
is
you're
very.
good. Well, yeah, that's close
Okay.
enough. But that's where the proposed building would be. And if you can see from satellite image, all my neighbors are fine, and they know if I build something, I'm going to build it right. But it's storage of cars and boats. And, I mean, I've got...
Yeah, this is your personal storage. You understand that there's no business to be
business.
operated out of. No storage of business.
No.
Just personal
Right.
types of things.
Yes.
Do we have any questions? Joe?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barrett, what if you came by the extra
No, I've already asked, before I even did this, we've already even drawn it out and everything. If I don't have a choice. I don't have anything. I can't do anything.
You're not gonna build a building if you don't buy it?
No, I can't buy it. I mean, I don't have any place to build it except there. Because my lot on the back of my house, the, what do you call it, the septic?
Field line.
Right, come back behind there and there's no way to do anything about it. That's just how the lot was. I just didn't plan on I would need a garage, to be honest with you, but as you grow older and you accumulate a lot of things, and I'm very fortunate that I could, I have to have a place to put it.
I just have a follow-up question, kind of what goes along with them.
Yeah.
But you already spoke with this additional property owner, and
Oh, yeah.
pending your approval here, then you're going to purchase that property?
Yes, sir. We've already targeted, and I sent him, he's the one that's going to have to see it.
I understand.
And I showed it to him first because I tried to buy the entire 4 acres if he would sell it, and he's like, he didn't want to sell any of it, but he's become good friends with me over the years, and he's like, man, I'm going to give you an acre if you can, because you're stuck. And I'm like, well, I appreciate it.
I understand. Thanks, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Come around, please, and give us your name and any... No, you can go ahead. Thank you. Just come to the podium, give us your name and any of your thoughts.
My name is Joe Hall, and I live at 634 Greenleaf, and I just want to make sure that this garage is for storing cars and automobiles and not for anything else.
It can only be for his personal storage.
Well, and I'm trying to get a variance to get a 2-car garage detached on my property. I'm surrounded by septic lines, so. But we had a man down the next street over a few years ago wanted to run a trucking business out of a 75 by 150 foot lot. And he said, "Oh, I'm just going to be parking the tractors on it." So I just want to make sure that, that it's not going to be used for commercial.
Well, you know, if he starts using it for business, you can call our codes enforcement and they'll check on it.
Well, I don't think he is. I just want to make sure that that's what.
But you're all right with what we're talking about?
I don't have a problem with an attached garage, not at all, because I want to build one myself.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anyone else? We'll close the public hearing. We have a motion on it.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to be approved. Jerry Sartain, second. Call the roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Yes.
Joe Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Webb,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. The next item we have is a request by Jerry Sisk, who is requesting a mobile home.
Application 2010-48 filed by George Sisk involves the property located at 715 West Sagefield Drive. It's a .46 acre property located in a residential 15 zone. Mr. Sisk is seeking approval, conditional use approval, to allow a single-wide Type B mobile home on a lot measuring less than 5 acres. Mr. Sisk purchased the property with the intentions of cleaning it up and replacing the deteriorated single-wide that was on the property with another single-wide for his personal occupancy. However, the non-conforming use was removed, which was the single-wide that was in existence, and a permit could not be issued until they received zoning approval from the Board of Zoning Appeals as directed by our zoning resolution. However, staff reviewed the application and considered the criteria for conditional use and found that due to the existence of multiple mobile homes in this area, that we found that the proposed use would be compatible with this area. Staff received several calls in support of the application, as well as a letter in opposition that was passed out to you. And we were concerned that of the, reference to only a handful of mobile homes being located on the property. Sorry, next. And found that within the Jordan Acres subdivision that this property is located, Mr. Sisk lot, the number of mobile homes for the 35 lots were 27. So the proposed use would be compatible with the surrounding properties. Staff recommends approval, and I'm just going to try to get this to advance. And these are photos of the surrounding area. And also phone calls from the neighbors indicated that the site had been cleaned up significantly from its previous state. So, we posted the sign at the property. And just so that you know, the lots in green are frame houses. The lots in yellow are mobile homes. The light blue lot is the lot in question. That concludes staff's presentation.
What is the main highway off of there, next to this subdivision?
Seminary Road?
No, major highway.
Almaville.
Okay, gotcha.
This is just outside of Smyrna.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please, give us your name and any additional information you may have.
My name is Deborah Sisk, and this is George Sisk III. I'm his wife. But we have gone around, I typed up a petition and went around and had all the neighbors in their area sign it that they do not oppose. We have actually improved the site itself. The old mobile home that was on it was falling in and graffiti all over it. The yard was all growed up. We've cut trees, cleaned the yard, removed that old home. It's got a 24 by 24 garage on it. And we've painted it and refurbished it and everything. And, you know, we've owned the land for over a year now. And we've taken our time and tried to clean it up, make it presentable, tried to improve the neighborhood. We finally got the old one off. We tore it down manually, board by board, you know, and hauled it off a truckload at a time, worked really hard, wanted to do it right. And now when we get to come get our permit to put our new home in its place, and it's going to sit right where the old one was, we come across this stipulation that we didn't, you know, realize would be an issue. And
Do you own other property in this area?
no, sir.
Okay.
We
And
rent a lot.
You will be living there, is that correct?
Yes, sir, we will be
This is not
living
for rental?
It's just us.
Okay.
It's a two-bedroom.
Any questions? Thank you very much. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like, you may be seated.
I mean, I'm petitioned, I had
Give
fixed.
that to a recorder. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this.
I think you had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joe?
I think you asked if you intend on living.
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
Yes, sir. It's just me and my
Anyone
husband.
else? You may be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Open for a public hearing. Anyone like to speak on this? Close the public hearing. We have a motion on it. Have a motion to be approved. We have a second. Tony seconds. Call the roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Yes.
Joe Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Webb,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. The next item we have, excuse me, is a request by Ernest Floyd Castile, who is requesting a 1,500 square foot additional from a detached accessory.
Okay, application 2010-49 filed by Ernest Castile Jr. involves the property located at 6898 Old Highway 96. This is a .77 acre property and it's zone residential 15. The applicant is seeking variance relief to allow 1,500 of additional square feet of detached accessory area for a total of, the staff report indicates 2866. I believe after testimony of Mr. Castile, it might reveal itself to be 2415. 2,415 square feet in addition. Total detached square footage. This is as a result of a shed that had been destroyed by storm, and it was still listed in the tax records, and that was counted towards the calculation. And Mr. Castile would just like to replace his shed. However, he needs the variance to approve the replacement of a larger shed than what was in existence. However, this type of request is unable to meet the criteria for variance approval. It will still continue to meet, if approved, the 20% lot coverage requirement for residential 15 properties. And we posted the sign on the property. We've not received any phone calls in opposition, and I believe the applicant will have some signatures from surrounding property owners in favor of his request. Staff recommends denial.
Do we have anyone here representing this request? If you'll come around, please. Give us your name and any additional information you want to share.
My name's Ernest Castile, and what it is, the little carport here on the side here, this one building, it was destroyed by the tornado in Easter, around Easter, I believe it was. And anyway, I'm just wanting to replace it. I retired, and on the back side right here, which I have got what I give to the neighbors and had them to look at and sign. It's got a kind of a graphic. Right in the middle of the property in the back is where I'm wanting to put the 30 by 50. And I really want it to piddle with and change oil and do such things as that. Since I'm retired, I just wanted a place to put my saws and things like that. I like to do carpenter work and stuff, you know, building things. And that's pretty well much all it is. I'm just replacing it and just going to put a bigger building, just a place to piddle with mainly.
Any questions? Looks like you answered them all. Thank you. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Entertain a motion on it. Let's go.
I make a motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, have a motion to be approved. We have a second.
Second.
Got a second. Keith. Call the roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Yes.
Joe Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Webb,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. BZA members, thank you very much. You did your homework, and we got out of here early tonight with all of this. Have a good week, and we'll see you next month. We are adjourned. Thank you.